Oh man, what a day, huh? Beautiful day. Can say this day was anticipated for years, but it wasn't. It's it's not the time hasn't come exactly just yet, but I'm so close. It's not really for me. It's for I was with a good friend today, one of my best friends actually, very very close brother, man. Um, he's gonna buy his first supercar. And we were just talking about it. Like, I couldn't think of anyone not inherited, self-made under 30 that's buying at the level that he is. He's already got a couple cars, worth like half a mil. So he's already like, it's already gone. It's already up there. But now it's just like, um, really like the buying the I made it car. It's the really it's the statement car. You know what I mean? It's almost close to a mil. Um, I mean, the channel's not really anything at the moment. There's no point keeping it that private. But I might just for future proofing, I want to keep it private, or as private as I can for now. But you'll probably see him driving around Melbourne in it soon. This big head in it. It's a roadster. Jazzy, my boy. It's crazy, man. I couldn't be more happy and honored, honestly, to be this close with him. Like him, and my other best friend, built this creative brand. It's a music brand from absolute scratch, like absolute zero, down in the bottom of the pits of the southern hemisphere that is Australia, right? The absolute pits. And they done built an economy, They put themselves on the map, internationally, globally. I mean, really put themselves on the map. They sold thousands of tickets in Europe. Like, truly couldn't be more proud to be this close with them. Honestly, like childhood friends almost. Like early teenagehood. And we'll just, such a nice day. I really value the time that we spend together. We have such deep and productive conversations with everything, man. Business, relationships, entrepreneurship, money, psychology, mindset, everything. Women, relationships, masculinity, everything, man. And I truly value every minute I spend with both of them because, their time and attention obviously is so valuable. So, no, truly lucky, He's 0.01%, in the country. There's no one at all doing what they're doing in the country. At all, man. At all. And I'm honestly, truly honored to call them best friends, Nothing really lights the fire under my hairy ass more than seeing their achievements and their hard work pay off. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, we were literally, splitting bills, before COVID, like, at the pancake parlor at Macca's, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be shouting them fucking whatever, getting them random, pancakes or just dumb random shit, you know what I mean? Like, now it's like, fuck, man. I speak a lot about psychology on the channel. It's a really, I know it's a my intention was to really illustrate my spiritual journey as best as I can, but the spirituality manifestation, just everything I could possibly talk about it is all psychological. It's really just psychology, man, you know. The one thing that, if you notice, if I don't care who you follow, right? It's like, it doesn't really matter. I'm confident to say this regardless of who you look up to the most. If you look up to someone that you know is living in the reality that they want to live in, they all got there the same way. You know, this is what we were just talking about. Like, there's only one method to really making it out, really getting yourself out of the mud. You know what I mean? That is the matrix. And really physically aligning your identity in a reality that you just always kind of envisioned, right? Whoever you follow, whatever athlete, musician, artist, fucking celebrity, entrepreneur, honestly, man, anyone that you know that is conscious that they have made it out of the mud into their desired reality, there's only one way of doing it. Like, the one thing they have in common, right? I follow a lot of different entrepreneurs and I look up to a lot of different guys, young guys, old guys, you know what I mean? Completely different backgrounds, you know what I mean? Like, from different ends of each continent, right? Like, far east, far west, you know, even down here in Australia. Like, the one thing that I noticed they all have in common, right? All of them. I mean, no matter how different their story is, the one thing they have in common, the one thing that I noticed is that they don't ally their identity completely with a specific religion. And, you know, there'll be so many that would disagree or find it offensive, you know, because they disassociate religion with spirituality. That doesn't mean these people aren't spiritual. As a matter of fact, they are the most spiritual people I know, literally. Whether they're conscious or unconscious to it, you know what I mean? I think with my friends, one of them has always been so much more conscious to his spirituality. My other friend, the artist, he's always been conscious of his religion, his belief in God. He's always been conscious of the universal law, you know what I mean, of good and evil. He was always just the most kind-hearted, selfless, polite, gentle character, you know. To me, it's the most spiritual being. And I can't say that about all the religious people that I know. They are not spiritual, man. They're not. They truly don't know. Look, most religious people I know are spiritual, right? But the least spiritually conscious people I know at the same time are very religious. They unconsciously align their identity with someone that is not able to physically have control over their physical reality, right? In spirituality, honestly, in like any esoteric understanding, interpretation of any religion, that is the true meaning of idol worship. That is the true meaning of idol worship. So that's the thing they have in common. All these truly, I mean, look, you could say successful, which is obviously subjective, right? So I'm going to say these entrepreneurs living in their true desired reality, right? Which is a successful entrepreneur. Whether you're sad or happy doesn't really matter. You're in your desired reality. You've achieved the success, right? Success doesn't imply good or evil. Success just implies, you know, you pretty much got the job done, right? That's the one thing they have in common: pure monotheism, which is not associated with religion. It's spiritual, man. It's spiritual. It's a fundamental conviction that there is only one energy, true energy, that has the power to control your physical reality, right? Which is your divine consciousness. That's the one thing they have in common, right? Look at the young, trendy entrepreneurs, especially the ones I follow. I love Gadji. I love, these big heavyweights in my industry, the agency industry, the online entrepreneurship industry. You look at Hormozi. I love Sam Ovens, which is his business partner, which he found pretty much through his old YouTube videos, and decided to build, this $1 billion tech software. Now that they have, together, after Hormozi found his old YouTube videos. And I think they might have a little bit more history than that, but I haven't really heard much more than that, to be honest, but there obviously should be something. But the point is, they attracted each other, right? They all, honestly, it depends how honest you think they are, but it can't be false, if they're all literally explaining their method on how they made it out, which is exactly the same method. It's a fundamental conviction, not a belief, a conviction that the mind, that your own consciousness is the only thing literally that you have that controls the outcome of your entire life, right? Your consciousness, sorry. It's hard. It's like, consciously you're trying to communicate with the machine, the divine gift that you have inside, right? It's a divine gift, you were given this divine spark of a true manifesting energy, right? That doesn't mean you're allowed to control it. You're trying to communicate with it to, give you what you need, what you think you want. You know what I mean? Oh, come on, please make me behave in a certain way. Make me behave in this certain way. You're trying to communicate it through conscious thought, right? Which is, meditation. Ironically enough, like I was saying in my last video, the dating video, you're not making progress by giving it conscious thoughts, unless you get into these deep meditations in specific hours of the day where the mind naturally enters that state of stupor where you're just it's like waking up slightly at 3 or 4 a.m. You know what I mean? There's actually specific times in the day where you can enter a meditation deep enough to kind of communicate with the subconscious, which is really hard, It's what all the monks and the yogis practice, for decades and decades, and you know what I mean? They seclude themselves and they focus on mastering their identity and their energy, So you cannot communicate it through conscious thoughts and words and tell it. You can't instruct it. Well, you can instruct it, but not through words and commands, right? You can't reassure yourself and, just get up every day and give yourself all these affirmations and routines and whatever, right? You truly, truly have to look deep enough in the subconscious where all of the memories are stored and all of the traumas are stored, right? And you have to acknowledge the true identity that your subconscious, your true self, knows it is, right? Which is your shadow. You have to acknowledge the energy that you're living off, which is what specific archetype you're living as, you know. Once that's all acknowledged, that doesn't mean you're able to handle it, you know what I mean? This is the thing. The ones that can handle it end up convincing the shadow, right? The machine, the monster, the divine power, you know. You dance with it and you communicate with it in a way where it's unconscious. You're conscious of what it's doing. So as it's pulling the strings, it doesn't know that it's creating the conscious desired reality, right? You lure it. It's, fuck man, how do you... I can't illustrate how, because I'm seeing it, literally, like, in the flesh, right? We've been so close since teenagers, you know? And we were talking about these desired realities years and years, 7 or 8 years ago. They are there now, right? I'm not saying they're happy. I'm not saying they're, you know, stress-free. They're more stressed than anyone I know. You know what I mean? Literally. The point is, they're living their potential, their desired. They're constantly striving to fulfill their maximum potential. And I'm seeing it physically, man. This is the crazy thing. Like, what's Australia's population? Like 30 million or something, right? And they're not in the 1% or the 0.1%, man. The income from what they're doing, there's no one else in the country. So you got 2 people with an income. Don't worry about the numbers. It's not about the figure. It's how the income is being produced. No one else in the country is doing it. No one else, right? No one else is anywhere near this level, right? So, hundreds and thousands of entrepreneurs, right? In business and marketing, and, you know, in terms of like pure passion, literally no one. I mean, they're earning a living, right? Lots of people are earning a living through their pure passion, but the way these men are, there's no one else in the country, so that's like 0.00001%, I don't know, 6 or fucking 7 zeros, right? So I am truly lucky and privileged to be able to I almost do feel like a spectator. I'm close, I'm inside the circle. I can see how consistent they have been with their identity. This is the thing, their identity never changed. So, you know, I'm realizing that who I thought I was when I was, honestly, like a practicing Muslim, not a monotheist. I wasn't a true monotheist. As a practicing Muslim, I don't believe I was a true monotheist. Because my subconscious didn't believe that I was in full control of my entire spiritual being, my entire spiritual existence, right? I was in control. Nothing else, no one else. There was only one energy in control, which is the same universal divine unconscious, right? One energy. That is the one. That is the mono. That is the eternal. You know what I mean? The endless. The no beginning, no end, no. You know. If I read the verse in the Quran, Ayat al-Kursi, it pretty much explains it perfectly on what the divine being is, you know. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. You know, fatigue nor slumber overtakes him. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't end. Its existence is just constant, you know? And I realize, like, it's just a full circle of consciousness, you know? I started there. They started. We started in the same spot, right? We all had religious families, right? Religious families. All of us, right? All three of us came from religious families. Religious dads, you can say. We all had religious dads. God-fearing religious dads, right? That still are. We started in the same spot. I went loop-de-loop through identities, you know what I mean? Through a loop, a psychological loop of faith. And I realized along the journey that all the ones that were making it had the same, like, fundamental conviction when it came to spirituality and religion. All of them. Everyone that was becoming into their desired reality, right? They never changed. They were the same identity. Their identity always aligned. It was always aligned with their true divine purpose. It was always aligned, right? Doesn't matter how long it took, doesn't matter what age, who made it where. It's irrational to try and interpret whose timing was quicker, right? Because it's metaphysical. Time is fucking irrelevant, man. It's metaphysical. You know what I mean? The astral plane. There's no time. There's no clock. You know what I mean? It's eternity. It's infinite. There's no time frame. There's no date of when he made it. You know what I mean? They were always the same, you know? They were always exactly the same till now. Same conversations, same behavior, same reactions. They have the same emotional regulation as when they were teenagers. They had the same character. They behave the same. They speak the same. They think the same way as they were. So the universe aligned and had to acknowledge how aligned their identity was, their ego to the subconscious, the ego and the shadow, how aligned and integrated everything was, right? The universe has no choice but to abide by its own laws, right? To experience itself consciously, right? So by manifesting to their desired reality, the universe is experiencing itself consciously. It has no choice but to do that, to survive, to propagate, to expand energy, right? It doesn't know what a fucking Lamborghini Huracan is. It doesn't know what a house is. It knows what security is. It knows what status is. It's emotion. It's mental state. It's a state of mind. It communicates through your state of mind. I'll probably leave it there. It was just, I knew I was going to try and make a video on it. You know, it was a good day. He hasn't bought the damn thing yet. He's about to. It's a huge thing. He skipped so many levels. I mean, he went from like level 2 straight to level 10. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of what level this car is at. It's like, in Australia, it's like top level. There's nothing really on top of it. It's top level, so it's a huge thing, you know. It's crazy, man. So he's just like meditating it, kind of trying to soak it in, you know what I mean? Just trying to take it easy. Couldn't be more happy for them both. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'll try to get more into the archetypes next video. I want to talk a lot more about the lover and the magician as well. So that will be in the next video. Anyway, good luck to you. Good luck.